What do you see this being all about?
Two things drove me to be interested in it. Though the broad range of things people would call psychedelics, we can call neuromedicines or whatever, but psychedelics is the historic term. And they're called that because they definitely have a range of impacts on people's perception of reality, their mental state. And so the question is, can they be managed efficiently to cause positive outcomes on a regular basis better than most of the other stuff? And when I say the other stuff, like, if you had a kid and you gave it Ritalin, it's like giving the best available medicine that's 35 years old. So like, I thought there is a big window of improvement, and I know a number of people who personally benefited. And I also know that if you end up having a neurological event, as one doctor has said, if it was your heart, we can actually get you a new one, but amputation is not an option with your brain. And so they have to come to a solution. Second thing was that the policy that made them psychedelics and prohibited, it's just multi-generational stupid. It's essentially like, well, why do you hate that person? Well, because my granddad hated that person. That kind of logic, eventually somebody wakes up and actually says, I just talked to that person. They're actually super good. And so I think that the regulatory window is going to change, and it's going to change in part because cannabis opened up the topic, and in part because the science of the other products has proven to be ineffective. People can talk about addiction. They can talk about, off-ramps for that, but they should be talking about like PTSD, everything to, how do we deal with really outlying edge mental state ailments? And if they're a social problem that's not being remedied, I think all things are on the table now. And so I was optimistic on those two bases. And mostly when I started I started looking at these things in 5 years ago. Like, I met with George before it was called Compass. We did a deal at Canopy with Beckley Foundation to bring all their psychedelics in. After I was out of Canopy, they, I think, bought the cannabinoid part of Beckley and told Beckley, you should keep all your psychedelic stuff. And so I like the space just because I thought, well, it's just another mismanaged, stupid public policy that actually has active ingredients that could do some good. Why don't we just do that?